Prime Minister and Madame Marape, Ministers, Members of Parliament, distinguished guests, my fellow panellists, and ladies and gentlemen, it's wonderful to be here with you at Investment Week to discuss and highlight the vast array of investment opportunities Papua New Guinea has to offer. And let me thank Anthony Smar, that's Smar without the O, and his very hard-working team who've put together this wonderful conference. I gather that there are record numbers here this year. As Minister Ayres highlighted, Australia remains and always has been a major investor in the Papua New Guinea economy. Australian investment is now valued at around $26 billion. And this investment is enabled by Australia and Papua New Guinea's deep and enduring partnership, which is built on mutual trust and mutual respect. And critically, both countries also have a shared interest in the security of our region. Australia and Papua New Guinea both know that security underpins prosperity and it stimulates new economic opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, the link between security and economic prosperity cannot be overstated. A secure and stable society is fundamental to attracting investment, fostering business confidence, and enabling sustainable economic growth, which is why the bilateral security agreement signed by Prime Ministers Marape and Albanese in December of 2023 is a landmark agreement. The agreement cements Australia as Papua New Guinea's key security partner. The agreement, however, is not just about words. Australia has committed $200 million of new funding to support Papua New Guinea's internal security priorities. And let me share some concrete examples of what we're doing to support security in Papua New Guinea. As the Minister pointed out, we've established AFP offices in Mount Hagen and Kokopo, which brings our police footprint across Papua New Guinea to 51, with personnel deployed in Port Moresby, Lae, Kokopo and Mount Hagen. And our increased presence is enabling Australia to be more targeted, more focused and more responsive to Papua New Guinea's most pressing security needs right across the country. We've also established an innovative program placing Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary Officer cadets with the Queensland Police in North Queensland. And last June, we gifted and commissioned a new police patrol vessel to enhance Papua New Guinea's capabilities to protect its maritime borders. We've also expanded the flagship $100 million Australian PNG Law and Justice Partnership into more provinces to deliver more initiatives that promote safe and secure communities and the rule of law. Prime Minister Marape also recently called for Papua New Guinea's correctional facilities to be revitalised to ensure effective and efficient service delivery. And he's absolutely right. And that's why we're developing a targeted assistance package to enhance the security of Papua New Guinea's correctional services. We're also revitalising the long-standing institutional relationships between Papua New Guinea and Australia's state-based correctional services. Across these activities and many others, Australia and Papua New Guinea are working closer than ever before in the security sector. But we recognise there's more to do. The Papua New Guinea government has been clear on the need for new infrastructure to help expand the RPNGC. Australia is committed to constructing a $26 million Centre of Excellence at Bamana and a $12.2 million forensic facility at Port Moresby. We've also begun construction of new police housing in Port Moresby, in Mount Hagen and in Kokopo. I must note, however, in this respect, that some of these projects have been hampered by unexpected challenges to land title, and we're working with the government of Papua New Guinea to find a way forward. I'd also want to mention that Papua New Guinea's 2006 Supreme Court decision on privileges and immunities also means Australian security assistance can only ever be advisory in nature. Ladies and gentlemen, Australia's ability to make an impact in the security sector requires the fundamentals to be in place to enable us to do our work. Australia is committed to being Papua New Guinea's main security partner, and Papua New Guinea can always rely on us. Ultimately, though, responsibility for law and order is something that must be driven and led by Papua New Guinea. And it's in this vein that I commend the Marape government for making law and order a key budget priority in this year's budget. Our ongoing bilateral security initiatives will back in the Marape government's law and order priorities, from helping protect Papua New Guinea's economy by combating financial crime, to programs to help improve weapons management and peace-building efforts in the highlands, and new support in emerging areas such as cybersecurity and biosecurity. These are important priorities that Australia is committed to supporting. Finally, you all know better than me that strengthening security is vital to driving investment in Papua New Guinea and boosting investor certainty. Maintaining investor protections is also strongly critical. And that's why we remain strongly committed to the Bilateral Investment Treaty, which was signed by the two countries and ratified in the early 1990s and remains in force to this day. The treaty provides protections and greater certainty for Australian investors in Papua New Guinea and vice versa. Provisions to ensure the fair and equitable treatment of their respective investments. Protections like these are clearly fundamental to boosting investor certainty in Australia and in Papua New Guinea. Ladies and gentlemen, as you discuss the investment opportunities this week, know that Australia has and will continue to support Papua New Guinea's economic growth. We're optimistic about it. By working together to strengthen law and order, we are creating the foundations for more investment, more economic growth, and more opportunities for both Papua New Guineans and Australians. And in doing so, we are securing a better and brighter future for both our countries. Thank you very much.